And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
That is very true.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness.
What is it?
Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist.
Like the one we saw.
Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity. Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
Whoa.
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds.
Indeed.
This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold.
And if it were light?
As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions.
Right.
An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities.
Makes sense.
7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
So there's only 6 shards left. The world of darkness. Guess the world of fire. I don't know what that earth, probably. Yep, earth. Water. civilization, yeah. That's water. Well, that's darkness. Okay.
At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told, apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Could the Light Wardens be...
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
No, that's not good. The Light Wardens
Alert the guard.
be
We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium.
what becomes of primals.
You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any
All right. Well, this should be interesting. Holminster switch has passed these gates and through the woods. Tis not exactly a near of the Custarium, but as we occupied, the town is best beset by a swarm unlike what we have ever seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of leaders present, we have good reason to believe that the Light Warden leads this attack. How convenient. It seems we have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those things? They hold more light inside them than all their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Foul ether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest the living being, a reckless young swordswoman, perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Whoa. That would not be good. Well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. We must ask the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well, then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leviers, Captain Lena, and last but not least, me! Formidable group indeed. Into Holminster we go. We reach the Light Warden. Do not hold back. We strike to kill. Just don't, get turned into one. Jeez. Well, that's an interesting way to do it. Okay, here we go. Hopefully. There we go. Boltminster switch. Okay, so it's like the creature we saw for Nelson. Yeah. Light Warden Philia. So that's a Light Warden. Well, one of them anyways.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
Indeed.
That will not be necessary, Captain.
Huh?
Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor.
And...
But now we have a way to contain that corruption.
what? You brought me here to
The
contain...
blessing of light. And the hero who wields it now stands before you.
What? Pretty sure that's not how that works, but okay. Something tells me this isn't a good idea. Well, that just happened. Whoa. We brought back the night
Behold,
sky.
the monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
It's just like DFO with the... Dungeon Fire Online with the freaking, what are they called? Can't believe I forgot what they're called. Yeah, whatever. Point is, it's a lot like...
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Sort of.
Is that what I think it is?
It is. The night sky.
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true.
Okay then.
My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other Wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will.
Kind of, yeah.
I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed. But for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the first. On behalf of the First, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Well, that was a thing. Now, as for how we proceed from here. The villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. They seem to be accepting this situation for the moment. Most folk are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the warrior of darkness has come. 'Tis to be expected. Selena, I must ask of a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light proceed from the lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in the maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as the legendary warrior of darkness, I fear that, no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are more focused on Dealmore. It maybe it might be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Ffxiv responds to all this. My thanks. Though we cannot freely celebrate your success, I pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens, a joy you surely brought into being. And I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. 'Tis my intention to share with the people the tale of a great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden and has since departed for parts unknown. Yes. As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk to not question this either. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day, about all of you. With that settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits. And to think you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark, peaceful night's sleep. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask you, after all you've done here, but could I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the Pendants? Please let Braggle know that we are bringing in a number of injured and that any restoratives in the markets are needed to be reserved in the infirmary. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while. That means you as well, Selena. I shall be cross if you try to follow me. I promise to find you later, when I feel myself again. It's not easy to lose a friend. virtues, huh? So that's what happened to the other warriors of light. So that's not good. Interesting. Allow me to elaborate. Phronis isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray sin eater. He's one of the nastiest in the realm, as seen. Formed from the remains of the gods damned, the warriors of light. There are 4 of them, all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell after being buried for nigh a century. If the tales are true, people have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was transformed into a sin eater, Phronis was none other than the Archmage Neilbert, whose baleful mattered the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he first showed in Amarant, he has already preyed on far too many innocents with his foul sorcery, not keen on seeing their trade routes disrupted. The local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd liked nothing more than felt the fiend single-handedly and claimed the entire bounty myself. Unfortunately, the circumstances have dictated that I recruit a companion. That's where you come in. Provided that you can prove to me that you possess the rather specialized set of skills I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me in Ring. I mean, I just set off for there shortly. Interesting. Hello again.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Yeah.
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Amarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who are with you, are they your friends then? Through thick and thin?
Indeed.
Aye. then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty.
No kidding.
But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. She's here. I must go to her.
Who are you? Meanwhile, inside the Imperial Magitech facility in the Source.
Intruders! Fan out and find them!
Hey, Estinian.
Out of my way!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy.
Gaius.
When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own, they tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear the receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant. And all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility so